Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch. Edmonton surpasses its record number of homicides this year.
The record number for the city would be 40.
Citizens are worried about the contents of energy drinks.
Most people think an energy drink has 3 or 4 times more than a cup of coffee.
And the city is listening to citizens about airport redevelopment.
We've had tremendous feedback at these workshops.
NAIT NewsWatch starts right now.
Good evening. It's been a deadly week on Edmonton's streets. 4 men have died in 3 separate incidents in our city.
The 2 men found in a bullet-ridden SUV on Tuesday brings the number of homicides in our city to 42. Eve Custer joins us now with more on that story. Eve?
Unfortunately, it's been a tough year for Edmonton when it comes to homicides. The city faces a record high as the number hits double what it was this time last year.
The severity of the violence continues to be an issue for us here in Edmonton, and that's led to obviously our high homicide rate as compared to the rest of the country.
Earlier this week, detectives were called to South Edmonton to investigate the suspicious deaths of 2 males who were found dead in a black SUV by Rose Hill Cemetery. A nearby road crew first noticed the SUV Tuesday morning and notified police. And last Saturday, Daniel Hamer became the 40th homicide this year. He died in a home on 117th Avenue.
We have a self-defense angle here we're looking at, and as a result, these 2 suspects are not in our custody at this time, although have been provided interviews.
The Edmonton police have a police initiative in action and are hoping to bring another 100 officers to the force. Clayton Smith thinks the plan is well needed.
But I think it's worth it, right? They're moving back to sort of a more community-based policing initiative, and I think that's really what they do need to do. Because with more officers on the ground and more officers on the streets, they're going to be able to know what's going on, they're going to know who's doing what, and that'll probably help them out a fair bit.
We've taken a lot of resources from other areas in the police service and put them full-time into the homicide unit to help with the high numbers and to move forward.
Even with the rising homicide rate, police say not to worry because they're hoping to see results from the initiative in the next 3 to 5 years.
Thanks, Eve. Police are also investigating the shooting death of a 22-year-old man. His body was found next to his vehicle in the North End early Friday morning. The Sisters in Spirit organization paid their respects to the murdered and missing women of Edmonton this past weekend.
So what we need to do is open up our eyes.
The Vigil Walk in memory of missing and murdered women is an annual event that is just one of the many events held throughout the year to bring awareness to this cause. Many guest speakers shared their stories of loss with the crowd to help show the reality of their plight. Amanda Gowd has been with the Sisters in Spirit on the Vigil Walk for 3 years now.
I believe that we're all affected in the long run, even though we don't notice it, but to be personally affected by it, I have a big reason, because I don't want my daughter to be one of those people that isn't looked for and isn't found.
For more information about the Sisters in Spirit organization and their events, go to nwac.ca/programs/sisters-spirit.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, your next generation of news.
For many people, a good night's sleep is hard to come by.
Yeah, with the recommended 8 hours so far from reach, alternatives like energy drinks have spiked in popularity. Our Laura Paulson joins us live from the News Center with more on that story.
Energy drinks rely on sugar and caffeine to help stimulate the brain and make you more awake. But lately, these drinks have been stirring up controversy among Canadians.
Search the shelves of supermarkets, gas stations, and school cafeterias, and you'll be hard-pressed not to find a display of these pick-me-ups. But the easy access and how they are displayed next to such things as fruit juices has Health Canada worrying about product regulation. Besides caffeine, other stimulants such as taurine and ginseng are also used to help with the temporary high.
And ginseng and taurine are usually naturally occurring herbs that are found, but in energy drinks they make them synthetic, so often they can have negative side effects because they are a synthetic product.
Even avid believers in the products, like Kyle, who drinks energy drinks daily, are relatively unaware of exactly what they are putting into their body.
I know there's some that have 0 calories, but all the other ones I don't know how many.
Until now, these drinks were labeled as natural health products, meaning a natural health product number could be found on the can.
Soon, these familiar black and white nutrition labels will be seen on energy drinks across Canada. As of October 6th, the government will be implementing new regulations.
The new law will include a limit on the amount of caffeine in energy drinks, nutrition information labels, and warning statements advising not to mix with alcohol or drink while pregnant. Energy drinks carry many risks, and Health Canada is hoping to target parents to help raise awareness of what their kids are drinking, something Kyle can agree with.
The parents need to know what's in the energy drinks and how it affects their kids, because they're drinking it like pop.
Part of the problem may lie with the marketing, as drink producers may use buzzwords like energy, power, and lifestyle. However, health officials warn that unlike some sports nutrition competitors, consuming energy drinks before being active can cause someone to be jittery and in extreme cases can overload your system.
It affects their heart rate, their blood pressure. It can cause heart palpitations just because the child's body isn't used to the intake of caffeine, so it just overloads the body and they can't metabolize it as well as adults.
While energy drinks are still considered safe for adults, Health Canada does warn that moderation is key.
Well, Alora, is Canada the only country that's doing this, or are other countries labeling these products as well?
Actually, Spencer, Canada is one of the last countries to get on board with this trend. The United States and Europe already include labels on their products.
So when can we expect to see the new packaging in stores?
Companies have the next 18 to 24 months to make the switch, so we should be seeing them in stores soon.
Thanks, Alora. That's Alora Paulson reporting live from our news center.
Some people are concerned about the proposed LRT construction downtown. Ken Chow is a business owner along 102nd Avenue. Chow fears that the construction of the LRT could interfere with business.
I don't know, maybe it's not good for our business, I don't know.
Some feel that the LRT will split the community in half. With the heritage of the area being so important to so many, the city is listening to people's concerns.
And we've basically gone out to the community, held meetings there, and listened to their concerns and their issues. And through that process, we've developed a recommendation, and we've tried to incorporate and address as many of the concerns that the community has raised.
The LRT line would run above ground along 102nd or 102nd A Avenue. The line will be constructed to be accessible to many people, including pedestrians, cyclists, and people with disabilities.
A bill that sparked controversy 2 years ago may be revisited in legislature. Premier Alison Redford has said she is open to taking another look at Bill 44. The bill gave parents the right to withdraw their children from classes dealing with sex, sexual orientation, and religion. The controversy over the bill was because it allowed parents to file human rights complaints against teachers and school districts, possibly affecting the way teachers teach in the classroom.
Once the child has been excluded, if requested by the parent, then the teacher presents that material in the same way they always would have, and so it hasn't really affected their teaching in any way from that respect.
So far, the Edmonton Public School Board has not had to deal with any human rights complaints.
Over the next 30 years, the City of Edmonton will be spending millions of dollars on the redevelopment of the City Centre Airport, and they want your thoughts on the project.
I can see problems there. Well, it's in discussion.
The redevelopment firm, along with the city, are showing their vision for what the airport may look like 30 years from now. The team is trying to take into consideration the public's opinion as well.
It's not a plan that's fixed. We're actually expecting the input to affect and influence what we're doing.
Those who attended the public consultations were asked about transportation, land use, and green space. Over the course of the next year, the firm will hold more public consultations.
The World Skills Competition wrapped up last week, showing the world who's the best of the best in numerous trades, ranging from carpentry to beauty therapy. Edmonton's own Sean Donan was at the event, competing in the area of refrigeration and air conditioning. Donan had been training for months in preparation for the competition and was excited for the challenge. Donan's coach, Todd Matsuba, is quite proud of how well Sean did at such a high level of competition.
Sean did really well. He trained really hard And of course, the pressure of the competition gets to some people. It didn't affect him too badly, but even one slight mistake can cost you quite a bit.
Donan placed 12th out of 25 total competitors, with his score being within 5% of the top 3. He also received one of the 6 medallions for excellence that were awarded.
And coming up after the break, the protests in Wall Street hit Edmonton.
Governments will actually respond to a defined population.
And gluten-free products are on the rise at NAIT.
The last Friday of every month is gluten-free burger and fries day at the Blue Plate.
Hey guys, I'm Ty Hudick. You know, the NBA lockout's still going on, but you can still catch some great basketball right here in Edmonton. That's coming up in sports. It was close.
It started as a few people setting up tents in Wall Street's financial district to protesting corporate greed. The protests are now here in Edmonton.
Yeah, within a few weeks of the original protest, hundreds of American cities joined in, as well as numerous Canadian cities, including Edmonton.
We are the 99%, and we all face an uphill battle for economic and political justice, and especially in times where we are working more and more for less and less, and we deserve more control of our society.
To find out more about Occupy Edmonton and its campaign, you can head to occupyedmonton.org.
And now we head outside for weather with our very own Aaron Bazovi.
Aaron, how are things shaping up for tomorrow?
It's actually going to be not too bad outside. And I do have some exciting news. If we do not get frost tomorrow morning, we could set a new record for the latest day of frost in October. So let's take a look at the boards. In Calgary, we have a high of +10 and a low of -1 with a 10% chance of precipitation. In Jasper, we could reach 7 degrees and a low of -5 with a 10% chance of precipitation. In Fort McMurray, they're going to reach a high of +8 and a low of -2 with a 10% chance of precipitation. And here in Edmonton, we're going to reach a high of +9 and a low of -1. And the average high for this time of year is +9, with the record low being -14, which was set back in 1886, and the record high being +27, which was set in 1929.
Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
So we're pretty much right around the average for this time of year. So it's not too bad.
I guess I'll just have to keep hoping for warm weather then.
Thanks, Aaron.
You're welcome.
NAIT Food Services is stepping up and introducing various gluten-free menu items to campus.
Students with celiac can now enjoy their lunch without having to worry. Our Nicole Brown has more on that story.
Kevin Parks is a NAIT student with celiac that is happy to see Food Services is making some changes.
Coming here and grabbing the food and then going off and having lunch, I mean, it's quick, it's easy, and you know, I get time with the people in my course afterwards, so it does help out a lot.
People with celiac face many challenges with eating and their health.
Celiac disease is a hereditary immune disease. So when people eat gluten who have this disease, it attacks their small intestine.
By introducing menu items such as Southwest salad and hummus with vegetables, NAIT Food Services feels it is important to address the niche market this disease creates.
We've had lots of requests from both students and staff that have either celiac disease or wheat intolerance. And so basically what we're trying to do is maximize our customer service and provide foods that these people can eat in our establishments.
Although there are still limited gluten-free options, it is encouraging to know that the campus is doing something to help students with limited food options. Nicole Brown, NAIT NewsWatch.
So now Ty Hudick's got sports for us. Ty, I heard that the Ooks are actually going to be having a pretty busy week now.
Yeah, I heard lots of teams are starting to get their seasons underway.
That's right. I've got highlights from the hockey team's home opener and plenty of basketball news. Sports starts right now. After weeks of preparation, the men's hockey team finally got things underway last weekend. The Ooks won in Concordia on Friday and look for the weekend sweep when the teams return to NAIT on Saturday. Concordia strikes first in this one. We'll pick it up when Matt York goes behind the net and centers for Tyler Stevenson. He fires it past Graham Harrington, and it's 1-0 Thunder. Ooks respond, though. The puck will find its way to Ryan Smith at the point. That's right, it's Ryan Smith. He goes shelf, and we're knotted at ones to the second now. Brendan Volkin, he'll bring it down the wing, snaps the shot 5-hole, and the Ooks will take their first lead of the game at 2-1. Later in the frame, well, it worked before, so why not try it again down the same wing. This time, Kel Reed draws the penalty, and the Ooks will make the Thunder pay. The point shot is blocked, but Volkin buries the rebound. He's got two. NAIT outshot Concordia 21-1 in the middle frame. They weren't done there, as in the third, Reed will get the puck in front. He takes the shot. Dan Hillman will clean things up at the side of the net, making it 4-1 for the Ooks. They hang on to win it. 5-3 is your final score. And afterwards, Volkin spoke of the team's preparation.
It was a long September for us for tryouts and stuff, and our main goal was to come out, work hard, get 4 points. We should get 4 points, and we did it.
We had a very, very strong second period, a lot of shots. You know, the puck did go in a couple times. It would have been nice to get a few more goals, but our guys stick with it. And even though, you know, we were up 4-1 and then gave up those 2 late goals, I really like the demeanor of our guys on the bench.
NAIT is one of 4 teams to start the year at 2-0. They will next see action when they host the Augustana Vikings tonight at the NAIT Arena. Puck drops at 7. The men's basketball team is set to follow suit as they are a week away from their home opener. Lukes opened the season against Lakeland College, who sit undefeated in the preseason and are being dubbed as one of the teams to beat. Lukes coach Mike Hansen says he knows his team will have to be ready to go from day one.
Obviously, a lot of people are picking them to finish first. So, you know, we get tested right out of the gates, and unfortunately we don't play them in the second half of the season. And so we're going to have to step up and play our best basketball.
After winning the ACACs last year, the returning faces expect nothing less this time around.
We should be winning provincials again. There's no reason why we shouldn't make it to nationals, and I expect nothing less from the team.
I think we've been able to bring in sufficient talent that we can compete again for Final Four.
Sticking with the team, last week the Ooks brought in a new power forward. Kyrie Coleman spent the past 2 seasons with Brandon University of the CIS. He decided to make the move to the U of A, but has been forced to sit out a year through the transfer, which brought him to NAIT. Coleman says he hopes to become a key component to this team's success.
Well, I expect to become one of the leaders for this team because I played 2 years at CIS. I'll come bring my experience to these guys and help these guys out.
Coleman and the rest of the Ooks also went to Delton School on Wednesday to read to students as a way to give back to the community. Well, this week's End Zone Challenge features some more basketball as I caught up with a member of our city's pro team.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Andrew Gershon Parker, AGP, hanging out with my man Ty here, Edmonton Energy Pro Basketball. Gonna teach him how to play some ball. Good Lord, you need a lot of help, boy. First thing you need to, when you're about to shoot, is you need your feet shoulder width apart. You want to bend your knees. You want to keep your elbow in, close and aligned with your right knee if you're right-handed. The ball on your fingertips, right there. Then when you shoot, you want the ball to go upwards, snap the elbow out, and hold your release like so. Give it a try, Ty. Nice. Okay, excellent. The second thing that's key to basketball is defense. Next drill we're gonna put Ty through is a little bit of a defensive footwork drill. He's gonna move quickly, touch the side, back into defensive footwork. Back to middle, foot fire. Oh!
After we wrapped up the footwork drills, it was time for a little winner-take-all, one-on-one.
Oh, game! And that's this week's End Zone Challenge.
Now, I felt I was a very worthy opponent, but I think we'll give Andrew the win this time.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good call.
Thanks a lot, Ty.
And coming up after the break.
We took a look at the Terra Center for Pregnant and Parenting Teens.
It just makes me feel like I'm doing something right for the community. This week at Entertainment, I explore the spooky world. Will you let me finish? I explore the spooky world of Halloween.
Makeup for NAIT NewsWatch is sponsored by MAC Cosmetics.
This week, we went to the annual Baby Heroes Diaper Drive.
The event is held by the Terra Center, an organization that provides support to pregnant and parenting teens. The Diaper Dash is one of the Terra Center's events where they collect diapers that are then given to teen parents in need of them. The Terra Center provides many teen parents with necessities and helps give those parents options they might not have otherwise. Jennifer Tierney is a teen mom in Terra who enjoys helping others like herself, and she comes to many of the Terra events to support those parents.
It's really fun, like coming out here just to these events is like seeing all these babies and like all these teen moms being able to like help them out, and it just makes me feel like I'm doing something right for the community.
If you want to find out more information or get involved with the Terra Center, go to terracenter.ca. It was an eventful week for entertainment that I barely saw our entertainment reporter.
Yeah, Natasha did everything from exploring costumes at a Halloween store to visiting a Titanic exhibit.
With over 3.8 million children taking part in Halloween each year in Canada, some are concerned about what kind of costumes are being made available for kids and tweens. For boys, parents have to consider how much is too much when it comes to the violence of the costumes. For the girls, it's more about the amount of skin being shown that is the issue. Get-ups such as pimps and child French maids have some parents wondering what kind of influence this will have on their children in the future.
And I'm thinking if that's what they're like now, then when she's older and she's picking out her own stuff, it's going to be very concerning, yes.
Let's hope that for every gut-spilling serial killer costume bought, there are 2 heroic Captain America costumes being donned as well. The TELUS World of Science had a busy week with the opening of a new exhibit and a movie that will tug on your heartstrings. The film Rescue highlights the Canadian Navy and their response to the 2010 Haiti earthquake. Audiences have a chance to see some of the first real-time disaster coverage ever shot on an IMAX camera and get to witness what it was truly like to be in Haiti right after the earthquake struck. The Canadian Navy was even on hand to lend their support of the film.
But I really liked how the military was shown to really be helpful in humanitarian efforts around the world, and especially in Haiti.
So these actually are part of the Titanic that you're seeing here.
Just a floor up, history buffs were able to go back nearly 100 years and discover almost 200 artifacts that were recovered from the sunken Titanic.
I've always enjoyed the Titanic and everything. It just fascinated me ever since I was a kid. So can't miss an opportunity like this, right?
From perfume to delicate china to even a man's pair of shoes, visitors couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness as they were able to go from artifact to artifact. At the end of the exhibit, visitors also developed a personal connection to the passengers of Titanic.
When you first enter, you receive a boarding pass, and on the back of your boarding pass it has the name and information about some of the real people that were on the Titanic.
Both the movie and the exhibit are available for viewing 7 days a week at the TELUS World of Science. For more information, check out edmontonscience.com. West Edmonton Mall held a Green Shopper Expo this past week as a way to promote eco-friendly products and to encourage consumers to go green. Going green isn't as difficult as it's made out to be. Simply tweaking the kind of products you use in your home can go a long way in sustaining your health. As the owner of the eco-friendly store Carbon, Allison McLean was one of the people on hand to explain how easy it is to become a green shopper.
What you're bringing into your environment, or what you're using every day, or what you're eating every day, and kind of look at it and ask it some questions. Has it been doused with pesticide? If so, maybe you don't want to be ingesting that.
The Green Shopper Expo is planning to expand to other cities across Canada. There's a new robot movie in theaters, and for once, Michael Bay isn't the director. Check it out. Hugh Jackman makes his return to the action flick genre with Real Steel. Directed by Sean Levy, the movie is set in the near future, where humans are no longer the stars of the boxing ring. 2-ton steel robots have taken their place, and one-time boxing great Charlie is now an underground boxing promoter. He gets his last chance in the big leagues, but this time he has to train not himself, but an 8-foot-tall robot.
As much as I like you, dude, you're a bad bet, brother.
With the help of his son Max, Charlie sets his sights on the championship match that will not only bring him boxing glory, but also a newly formed relationship with his son. Half action-packed robot flick, half heartwarming drama, Real Steel will be a hit for both men and women hoping for an entertaining weekend movie. Imagine you're 6 years old again and your parents just told you they're taking you to Disneyland. Would your reaction be something like this? Check out this week's viral video.
We're leaving today to go to Disneyland.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Are we done?
Yes, we're going. Are you excited?
Okay, if you didn't break into a smile just now, then I'm pretty sure you're a robot. That's everything for entertainment this week. Back to Spencer and Steven.
Everyone likes to enjoy their leisure time a bit differently, and some people have trouble finding others who share their interests.
One way you can solve this problem is by joining a club. Many schools in Alberta, such as the Grant MacEwan University, the University of Calgary, and NAIT, have fairs to promote their clubs. These events give clubs a chance to show off and give students a chance to find out more about groups they're interested in.
We wanted an opportunity for students to meet other students face to face. We wanted it as a recruitment tool, but also to let people know that there are clubs on campus and that they can come to our office and find out how they can get involved.
There are some clubs, though, like the NAIT Karate Club, that aren't just about having fun.
Steven, you said you even or you're going to join a club, aren't you, after visiting that?
I am. I actually found a really good club that looked like it was going to be a lot of fun.
And I know, I have to just touch on it one more time because it was so cute. That video we saw of that kid, how priceless is that?
Oh, that was just adorable.
When I was 8 years old, I was told I was going to be going to Disneyland for Christmas, and it was a similar circumstance. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. You can watch us online. Thanks for watching.
Good evening.